sometimes we put on a fragrance and we want to make sure that it sticks around, that it leaves a beautiful trail behind you and makes you known. Maybe you want to make a statement, you want to be noticed, you're going to an event, whatever the case may be, you want to leave an intoxicating trail and you want to turn some heads. These are the fragrances for you. I have a lot here. I have designer and niche. I really don't know how I want to get through this. I think I'm going to start with some of my favorite ones and we'll see where the video takes us. I may get through all of them. I may make a second one for designer fragrances. If I did decide to do a separate designer fragrances video, it'll be up here. Let's jump right in. The first fragrance will be no surprise because this is known to be one of my favorites, and it is Ormond Jane Levant. This is a glorious scent that has neroli and peony. It has a beautiful, juicy, but airy quality about it. It's fruity, it is uplifting, but it still has a dryness. It is so unique. It is in a way reminiscent of Ex Nihilo's Fleur Narcotique, but I actually strongly prefer this. It is just brighter and it actually lasts so much longer. There is not a time that goes by that I wear this fragrance and it goes unnoticed. Every time I wear this, it sticks around, people notice it, they smell it, they love it. It's a crowd-pleasing scent, but it is unique and captivating. I would have to say one of my all-time favorite niche fragrances. If you're somebody who likes a sweeter scent and you like orange blossom, neroli, that type of vibe, of course, no surprise, Love by Kilian. This is a sweet, marshmallowy, orange blossom scent. It's very sweet. This is a very cool weather scent. This scent is like catnip for men. This just does something to men's noses. For the most part, most men do love this. Not my man though, he doesn't, but most other men do love this scent. So ladies, if you are on the prowl and you want to get noticed, I would highly recommend this, especially if you yourself do really like a sweet scent. It is very hard to go wrong with this one. It is incredibly long lasting. And what I like about this is that it's not just a simple sweet orange blossom scent. The more I wore it, the more I liked it because it does develop into this very interesting, slightly animalic quality that just is super addictive. There is something very, very addictive about that underlying note that comes out as the fragrance dries down. If you know, you know, like you really have to have worn it a few times to catch it. My obsession of the moment is Initio Psychedelic Love. This is everything that I want a warm ambery vanillic fragrance to be and more. There's a powderiness, there's a comforting warmth, there's myrrh that gives it so much depth. A slight gentle rose note, just a little bit. Just honestly, if I didn't know it was there, I wouldn't catch it. For me, it's more about just a powdery, warm, enveloping scent. It's 10 out of 10 in terms of scent, in terms of sillage, in terms of longevity. It's magnificent. I had sampled it and I immediately needed a full bottle. Another scent that does smell similar to this is Lake and Sky Midnight 07, but it is a lot more like it's simplistic, it's a little bit more flat. It's still very, very nice, but it doesn't pack quite as much of a punch as this one, where this really does create a huge trail. Now, if you're somebody who enjoys YSL Libre but want a little bit more babam, something a little bit more unique, rich, I highly recommend Nishane Tempfluo. This is slightly similar. It has saffron though, a strong added note of saffron and cashmere, and it kind of trails behind you with these intoxicating notes. Very, very slightly reminiscent of YSL Libre, just a little bit, but a lot woodier, a little bit spicier. If you like saffron, it's a dry saffron in here, and the woodiness, that cashmere wood, it's quite dry, but also very, very enveloping. Super unique scent. Like the closest thing that I can think of is Libre, but I think just because it has a similar orange blossom type of scent in here, there's a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of citrusy notes. It's a lot woodier. It's very rich, very complex. This whole collection is beautiful and I highly recommend it. You can actually save 20% on this and the previous fragrance that I mentioned at So Avant-Garde with my code YANA20. Now, going into a little bit of a lighter direction, but still incredibly strong scent is Estee Lauder Tender Light. I couldn't believe how strong this fragrance is. At first sniff, it smells like an iris tea, kind of like an iris tea. There's some uplifting citrusy notes. It's bright. It's very bright with a slight powderiness. It smells like rays of sunlight coming through your window and giving you warmth. I absolutely love this, and it is insane how much of a trail this leaves and how long lasting it is for a fresh scent. This is a fragrance that actually my man tried to steal from me. We kind of share it now, but he took it even though it's a feminine marketed fragrance, and it smelled really good on him. He wore it several times and it stuck around for so long in the house. This really has a massive sillage and a huge long-lasting intoxicating trail. It is so impressive for a scent like this because most of the time when you think of an intense long-lasting scent that leaves a trail, you would think of like heavier, richer scents, but this one is not that at all. If you are a jasmine lover and you are missing Alien, I recommend M. Micallef Glamour. This does smell like the old Alien. It's a lot more multifaceted. It has a very similar jasmine and kind of woody ambery base to it. This is more of a cool weather scent. I mean, it would work on a summertime evening. Definitely, I see it as a great kind of vacation, dinner time scent on a cooler evening. For me, generally, I reach for this more in the cooler weather, especially in the fall. Nonetheless, an incredible trail that this fragrance leaves. It really does stick around. And what I really love about this is the complexity and the slight fruitiness in the opening. There's green apple in the opening. There's some interesting like fruity facets. And then you get that same, very similar jasmine like you do in Alien. So yeah, I no longer talk about Alien because of the poor reformulations, but I've completely switched over to this as well as some other fragrances. If you're looking for some Alien alternatives, I'll link my video here. This here fragrance is catnip for me. I cannot get enough of it. It drives me wild. And this is Lord of Misrule from Lush. I just want to sniff it immediately. I just want to open it and sniff it. And it has truly become one of my all-time favorite fragrances, period. After I discovered it, it has been so hard to just not wear it, especially during cold weather, cooler evenings. You know, if I'm like blasting AC in the house, I want this. This I have in everything. I have it in a candle, I have it in a massage bar, and it has massive throw. Like all of those items have massive throw. And the fragrance leaves such a beautiful trail. Everything smells like it after you spray yourself. Your whole room will smell like this fragrance, and that is a really good thing. So this is basically vanilla and patchouli with a little bit of black pepper. The black pepper is gentle, it's not intense. It's there to give it just a little bit of a kick, a little bit of a tingle. It kind of tames the patchouli. So the patchouli actually, I don't like patchouli in general. I'm not a huge patchouli lover, but when it's done right in certain fragrances, it's amazing. And this is one of those. It is just the most perfectly balanced, somewhat simplistic, but very rich vanilla, black pepper, patchouli. That's it. And what I really like about Lush is that everything is plant-derived, like natural ingredients. So it really does smell natural. And even though it is a heavy, kind of heavy, intense scent, it's not overbearing. Interestingly enough, I want to wear this in the evening and I want to wear it before bed, even though a lot of the times you kind of don't really want to spritz yourself in fragrance that is heavy before bed. It might overwhelm you, but this doesn't. This is actually super comforting, but very strong. And with a very similar effect as well, a patchouli fragrance, Click Song from Nuit, Nomade. This is still my favorite from the brand, although there are so many good fragrances from the brand. And this one leaves a beautiful, intoxicating trail. This has elements of Lord of Misrule, I guess, in that patchouli vibe, elements of Chanel Coromandel. This has a very unique kind of antique-y scent about it. It is very captivating. It really hooks you in. I think this is perfectly unisex. I share this with my man. We both wear it. It actually comes out a lot sweeter on my skin, and he's noticed that as well. On him, it comes out a lot more dry and more like patchouli centric, and it smells really good on him. It smells different and amazing on both of us. So definitely one to test out on skin. It does pack a punch initially, but it dries down and settles very quickly to just the most comforting and intoxicating scent. Now here's a super new discovery of mine, and this is from Mind Games. After having gone through the discovery set, Jadoob was the one for me. I really like how this smells, and it leaves a massive trail. So this is mostly a pomegranate scent. It's a little bit woody as well. It says amber and leather in the base, but mostly you get a nice juicy pomegranate, a little bit of rose, and a little bit of mandarin, especially in the opening. The mandarin is really nice. It's a fruity, juicy, warm, leathery scent. Like in the base, it's woody and leathery. So here's the thing. For me, I found that I need to spray this on clothing, and then I really love the scent. When I spray it on skin, as it dries down, I do get a lot of that leather, and it comes out almost masculine, where in the opening it's actually quite feminine and kind of this juicy, delicious mandarin pomegranate concoction. It transitions a lot though, so you have to play with how it develops on your skin versus on clothing. If I spray it on clothing, I'm safe, and the trail that it leaves is massive. All of the fragrances from the Mind Games collection, like, they really pack a punch, so I highly recommend checking out the discovery set. They're all like chess inspired and packaged so beautifully. There's a lot of like heavy hitters in there if you are really looking for a fragrance that will leave an impression and leave a trail. There's masculine and feminine scents in there, but I would say generally they're more masculine leaning. And there is a 10% off promo code. I will link it in the description box for you. Everything will be linked in the description. And last but not least, Ganymede or Ganymede Extrait. I got the Extrait recently, and this one, like, oy, this is something else. The fragrance is inspired by one of Jupiter's moons that has these like subsurface bodies of water, and it has a very mineral-like, unusual, kind of out of this world quality to it. I think it is so cool. It is so unusual and addictive. It's a weird scent, and it's a beautiful, magical scent. Like, you feel like you're smelling something that's not from this planet, truly. This takes it to a whole new level. It is smokier, it is richer, it's a little bit more leathery and intense, so multifaceted, and really a masterpiece creation and a piece of art and a statement piece with a massive trail. Now, I do have one honorable mention, and of course, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, but what about Baccarat Rouge? It's so intoxicating. Yes, Baccarat Rouge is very intoxicating, so it is an honorable mention because we all already know it. So I wanted to introduce you guys to some cool new things that you could check out, but undeniably, as Baccarat Rouge is intoxicating, yes. So that's it for some of my favorite intoxicating trail fragrances. And if you guys want to check out the designer list, that one is up next, and it has some of my favorite designer fragrances that leave an intoxicating trail. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.